Special Representative on Migration, Mr. Thomas Bocek. Welcome to our Mediabox.
Thank you for inviting me.
We know that during your mandate you have special focus on unaccompanied refugee minors situation in member states, and you have so many study visits to member states. So what could you say about now the situation of unaccompanied refugee minors in Europe?
Well, it's difficult to really to generalize and to because in each and every country the situation is a little bit different. But I think we can identify the common elements, problematic elements in Europe. And I would start by the identification procedure. Then the access to information, that is, children in general, they are not given information in a child-friendly way that they understand. Then it's age assessment, which is not always properly done. The absence of effective or lack of effective guardianship systems, and this for me is really a cornerstone for effective protection of these children, is to have a guardian. And then it's of course the question of detention of children in general and unaccompanied minors in particular. And then the integration, mainly access to education, to the healthcare, which we can see in, let's say, last months, years, that the situation, especially as far as the access to education, has improved, but still a lot has to be done.
So it's important because they are the most vulnerable group of among these migrants and refugees. Maybe we can say the children issue. So what could you say about what should I have done, let's say, to change the situation in a positive way for children?
Well, there are many elements. First of all, I think we should be based our action on the best interest of the child principle, and that the children should be in any situation, first of all, treated as a child. And then you have rather systematic problems like lack of coordination, probably, which could be improved, lack of resources, lack of knowledge also. So all this should be addressed by the member states on the central level, but also on regional and local levels. So I think really that this is important that the action is taken, and that's also why we have adopted the action plan on protecting refugee and migrant children in Europe, which should provide the state authorities, but also the local and regional authorities, with the concrete tools in order to improve the situation and to respect their human rights.
And I think also it's important to underline that during the Congress plenary session there was a report which is just adopted in the plenary session on unaccompanied refugee children, and which really discussed and focused on the role of the local and regional authorities, because we know that in the national level there are things to do, and the member states are focusing on changing their legislations, but local authorities are also on the forefront in this crisis. So what would you like to say about this report? And maybe some points that you would like to underline about the role of the local authorities in that point.
As I said in the plenary, I found this report an excellent one, very with a holistic approach to the question. And it contains all the important aspects concerning refugee and migrant children. You have the statistics, you have challenges, you have problems, but you have also good practices and a suggestion for action and proposals for solutions. So I congratulate the rapporteur for the report, and I can only hope that the recommendations will be implemented. And as far as the role of local and regional authorities is concerned in this particular issue, I think there are two. This is crucial, and it's because of two aspects. First, they are very important opinion makers in their municipalities and regions, so they can really influence the public opinion, which is not always positive about migrants these days. And second, as you said, they are in the front line. They are the first who has to take care of migrants when they arrive, but also they are responsible for implementation of integration policies. This is really important and difficult task. So again, their role is crucial.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.